Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Marshall here. And we've got a 1 versus 1 between Ciamgyic, the blue Mongols, and on the other team in red, we've got Hera as the blue Franks. I'll leave Hera's Vil counts up so you can see exactly what's going on. Hera, of course, well, no name. I haven't come across Ciamgyic before. Okay, we all learn things. So, when I first started casting Age 4, I saw like 8 on food, 2 on gold, fast feudal, right? But now we're seeing that diversify a bit. So we're going back to 5 food and 2 wood. And additional Vils are going straight into wood. As an interesting choice there for me, because that suggests much more early aggression and economy, rather than necessarily rushing to Age 2 as the Franks to get out the knights with the School of Cavalry. So I have to see what happens next and going forwards. And at what point do we see the transition to gold? It could also possibly be the case that we're going to get an early barracks just to start spamming spearmen in the Dark Age. Because of course they only require food and wood to do. And something else to remember is the Franks have cheaper resource drop-off points. Ah, there we go. Straight into a barracks. So we can expect some spearmen to come out of that. Almost anticipating the Mongol rush. Back over here on the Mongol side though, Ciamgyic. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Ciamgyic with, there you go, standard Vil counts, 8 food, 1 wood. Haven't moved over to gold yet. Where's this chap going? Not altogether sure. Maybe building a forward outpost to get some yam. It's possible, but he's going to be seen by the scout, and Hera's going to be like, oi! Not today! And she definitely won't get anything completed, but we've got a couple of Mongol scouts now coming out as well, so this player has built additional Mongol scouts out of the TC to a total of 4 scouts. Leave that villager alone, he's saying. But yeah, still very, very heavy on food and moving up into an early stable as well. There you go. Khan wandering around the back, getting shot at a little bit by the TC, and out come the spearmen. The scouts are going to turn tail and run away. This is exactly why that early barracks was a good choice against the Mongols. Generally, Mongols will go cavalry because they get early access to the stable and they want to raid your Vils and try and get them off working as much time as possible. I'm not sure how I feel about such strong scout use rather than just horsemen. Yes, they're cheaper, but we'll have to see how they actually do against spearmen. No, that's no. Don't do that, Ciamgyic. He's not good. Khan just alive. And there's not a lot to deal with these spearmen. They're going to have to garrison a Vil or 2. There you go, straight in. Arrows, potentially. Yeah, don't want to get too close to that. We do need more actual armoured units, though, that actually do damage, like horsemen, if they're going to go for that. But here we go. Ciamgyic getting gold from a location relatively far away from the TC. Unlikely to get scouted, but possible. Let's have a look at Hera now, though. Still no feudal play. So just keeping everything centralised. Continuing with the spearmen. Continuing to try and hold the ground in the middle. Building a dock is a rather curious decision over here. I still don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. I guess building hulks as the French, their attack ships. will be useful at controlling the choke points. There isn't any fish though. A little bit, looking at the minimap. There's the odd one or two bits, but for some reason it's not displaying well to me. There's one. Yeah, that's the sort of reason behind that. Khan and scouts separating again. More spearmen coming in. Might even want to consider going for a barracks as the Mongols here to try and get some spearmen out just to counter that which Hera is sending over. Going up to age 2 with the market landmark, the silver tree. Again, another curious decision. I mean, you've got the market here. It's not going to do a huge amount of gold, but if you can secure that, it'll at least be a trickle. The only other one is all the way up north, and I have a feeling that he might not want to try and secure that long route, because it is a long route up there. Looking at Hera's Vil count and resource count, he's almost ready to go up for Feudal Age. Probably with the School of Cavalry, I shouldn't wonder. But Ciamgyic playing a very slow Mongol. I really don't think that massing scouts in the early is a good idea as Mongols. It's just a bit of a waste of resources, and they can't do anything against spearmen anyway. And they don't pose a huge threat to Vils. There we go. Up into Feudal with Siam. Are we going to go for archery range now? Yes, Magadai are going to be out and about. At which point the spearmen are going to start having problems. Cancelled that Gur to get the resources back. Khan running away. Down to the bot. We've found the fishing ships from Hera. Getting that dock completed is a pretty big thing actually, because if these guys can fish with impunity, then that'll be a nice safe source of food going forward. Especially as in the Frank base, we're going to be running out of sheep in the not too distant future. Started diversifying onto berries. But still, there's the School of Cavalry. Almost the go-to landmark for Franks, really. But once we get the archery range out, 2 in fact, we're going to be getting Magadai. Have we got 1 each, or are those 2s? I can't quite see it very easily. Oh, we've gone for several Magadai. Good. I like this. This will repel those spearmen very, very effectively. What we don't get by this bonus is the yam speed on all units. Enemy mounted units get it. And we've got a dock coming up from Ciamgyic as well. Potentially thinking of a junk, but honestly, Hulks outclass junks easily, I reckon. So possibly not even worth trading with that. Looks like a trader just went down. Magadai are going to join the fray now. But they can also actually start being a nuisance to the fishing ships. Oh wow. Good use of the Khan's ability there for the reload speed, or the firing speed. Have you got constant Magadai coming out yet? Not really. We need better resource income, really, for Magadai to be a thing. We need more gold. We need much more gold for the Magadai. And we've only got 2 golders. So you've got to be careful with the Magadai that you've got so that you don't lose them. Got some Royal Knights coming out. Have we got Chivalry being researched? Not yet. Chivalry allows those Royal Knights to regenerate their health out of combat. So this guy's just having a scout around, seeing if there's anything going on up here, like any trading or anything like that. But here come the Magadai, getting repulsed by Archers and spears. Archers are pretty good against Magadite. They do bonus damage to light armored units. Magadite are light armored units. More archery rangers coming up for Hera. Going into defensive mode rather than aggressive now. Oh, wow. Well then. Scout and 3 Magadite took out that Royal Knight. Getting quite the cavalry now for the Mongols. Lots of pastures. Producing sheeperino. We need more vills on gold. Many, many more vills on gold. We haven't got the specialized pick research yet. But what we are getting is potential blacksmith upgrades for the arrow damage and the melee defense. Nothing queued up yet again. Ciamgyic just doesn't have the income. Look at the current resources there. Hera, though, floating. Looks like he's going to go into age 6. Age 3 very shortly, and there we go. It was just queued up. Where's he put it? There. The Guildhall. I'll have some nice bonuses to cavalry and infantry and bits and bobs like that. Can't complain there. That could turn the tide with all those unique techs. Been down here finishing off this dock. I'm not sure if that dock paid for itself, but it's forcing Ciamgyic to get rid of it, which gives Hera the time to wall in. He's like, "Oi, I want all of this land. Thank you very much. You ain't getting Magadai raiding on my vills." So he's just building them up, reducing the space that he has to defend across. There we go, that building's burning. It'll go down. So he can just leave it and go away. It says it's on fire, but doesn't look like it. Anyway, here we go. So now Siam is going to realise that he's got no way into the base, and the archers and the spearmen are there to nicely defend. We haven't got additional barracks yet. It might be worth doing that. Then again, spearmen just can't really do anything against Magadai. Here we go, Siam discovering the walls. Do we see an insta-research? Oh wait, no, the Guildhall's not the research one, is it? The Guildhall is the trade. My mistake. I read it wrong. So this is interesting because Ciamgyic can now see that all these walls are here. He also doesn't see gates, which means that, technically speaking, one can assume that the only way out of the base is also the only way in. I should have said that the other way around. The only way into the base is also the only way out. Certainly for the time being, which means it's going to be a bit easier for Siam to control the flow of villagers and units, providing he has the units and the resources to do that. There you go, getting the close trade. It's better than none. How much are we getting with that? 20 gold per? Not too bad. That's a good trickle of gold, that, actually. Going up for the Kurultai. More stables, potentially going for lancers in the Castle Age. Or Siam. About to run out of Ovu. Hera now sees the trading going on. He's going to want to put a stop to that. Might even push out with archers and spearmen now. If he just sits his archers near this. He's got quite a good number of archers there. That might even be enough to deal with the Magadai. He will need spearmen to defend with the horsemen. Ah! Look, Siam sees it. He's like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna go the other way. Was that luck? Or was that just... I wonder whether that was by design. No, he has actually changed. Oh no, he hasn't. He just shifted all the existing ones over, so he must have seen it somehow. I don't know exactly how he'd seen it. Oh, fishing ship is how he'd seen it, and the outpost. There you go. Solid scouting. These guys now have a lot more gold. Needs to wall these in to defend them if at all possible. What's Hera up to? More archers perhaps, not that I see. Second layer of palisade. More barracks though. Second TC down to the southwest to set up an additional base there. Lots more resources down here and it's out of the way. Plus it sort of extends Hera's base out a little bit, which is both a blessing and a curse. It means he's got more to defend, but at the same time, as he builds these military buildings in the middle there, it should link them all up. Here we go, we're starting to get potential incursions. Archers coming round the back. Firing over the tree line. Hera could use the Magadai here potentially to get those. I don't know if they have that range to get those villagers on the other side of that tree line. Hera with just more spearmen and also going up for siege workshops. Potentially going for mangonels here. I'd be surprised if he went for anything else. Possibly trebs, but... Oh, look at this. Moving that Caroltai forward. Or Kurultai, shall I say. So that these units can go in, take a few stabs, and run out. But the Khan has to survive. He's keeping... Is he keeping the Khan back there? He's not. The Khan is going in with the troops. Now he's going to come back and discover the Caroltai, but the Caroltai also provides attack damage, and there's lots of archers here. Magadai getting picked off. Not great news for him, but turning around now. What was that? That was all three of them, so we've got defense, we've got shooting rate, and we've got maneuverability. So these horsemen get to chase, and the lancers get to chase. The lancers being heavily armoured outclasses most of these archers. Springald's coming out now instead of mangonels to deal with the lancers. In comes Siam into the base, fighting under the TC, not desired as Vils go and sit themselves inside, starting to get surrounded by a few spears. Lots of Vils getting killed here. More and more chasing those archers down. I don't know if this is going to be worth it. Is this worth it? All of these Magadai? We really want to be getting rid of Vils, not anything else. But what is this? Kurultai? What? No. Get that Kurultai out of here. He don't belong. He does not belong in this place. Get rid of it. Up it goes. Is the Khan still alive? He is. He can just heal his units while inside the enemy base. This is unbelievable. Have we got any units to actually follow up and support? We've got a few crossbows, lancers, and Magadai. We've got some arrow damage and arrow defense, but we haven't got any of the other upgrades. Nails against the TC down there. Moving the Kurultai again. Doesn't want to keep it in the middle. Needs to go back and gather numbers. He's running low now. This is the thing. Hera has a lot more production capability now. In terms of buildings that produce units. It's kind of offsetting the OVU bonus. I'm popping up a few keeps to defend it, look. That'll do nicely. Now we need some trebuchets from the Mongols. Do they even have access to trebuchets? I forget. They should do, yes. They need to get back across the river. As I say, consolidate their position, consolidate their numbers. Maybe do a bit of fortification. To the extent that the Mongols can. Maybe put a few outposts around and about. In terms of income per minute, we've got so many resources now coming in from the Mongols. It's unbelievable. Hera's struggling a bit on gold. Siam has a greater number of vills here. And yet more irritation and raiding. TC going up from Hera. Springles to guard. Just making Siam think twice about attacking this wall. Out with his own Springles now to try and maybe snipe these ones. Mangonel will be prime target for the Springles. Springles are great against armoured and siege. Comes the Kurultai. Here we go. Springles not attacking each other. Oh! That one will go down without firing a shot. A good Mangonel volley there. Got to set it up again, I think. Oof. Snipe. Lots of spearmen, though. I almost wonder whether Hera's going to get to the point where he's going to force Siam to respond by having such large numbers, because these archers now are veterans, so they'll be able to deal with Magadai in this composition. And I see only Magadai and Lancers now. We're not even building horsemen, so the archers deal with the Magadai, the spearmen deal with the Lancers, as do the Springles. So what Hera needs to do now is start creating an offensive force of siege that he can just gradually push the Mongols back. Whether that be trebuchet or otherwise. Here we go, Khan doing all their mobilities, getting the footfall first. In come the spears though against the Lancers, not ideal. Kurultai can't find a place to set up shop. It needs to get set up, and the Khan needs to survive as well for it to actually do anything useful. Khan is still alive. That is important. The Khan is still alive. The spears had to retreat, and we've got now a Mongol player who's managed to win out that engagement with just the Magadai volleys sat at the back against all of those spearmen. The Lancers just charged in. The Springles and the Mangonel as well would have worked beautifully in tandem to get rid of all of those grouped units on the front. Mangonels don't do friendly fire in this game, from what I can understand. And now we're pushing in. TC is in jeopardy here. TC number 3. Could potentially go down, but Hera does need some units coming out. What have we got there? That's a Mangonel by the looks of things. Yes. Set that up. Get rid of all of these dudes that are sat by that TC. Siam sees it and makes a run. Springald's ready. Magadai going in for a little bit of a scouterino. Lancers coming in to try and deal with that Mangonel. Mangonel runs away with a lick of health left. Gets shot down by Magadai. No defensive Mangonels now. The Mongols can just push forwards. No siege units for Hera. This is starting to look a little bit dodgy. Perhaps Hera this game was a little bit too passive in the general scope of things, and Siam, though, with that resource income, was incredible. That trade that was uninterrupted all the way up to that top marketplace provided so many resources, and now the plundering begins, which gives the Mongol player even more resources. Let's have a look at the current resources. Probably floating a lot of gold and wood, yeah. Yep. Just cannot spend it fast enough. Even 1,200 stone, so we're not even using the Ovu to build multiple units. And we're nearing pop cap as well, 184. A lot of that is going to be Vils. 100 Vils for Siam. Kurultai again pushing forwards. Hera has a comparable number of Vils, but the military count is a little bit lower. Problem is we've got Yam and we've got archers mounted on horseback. They can just kind of do what they want here for a bit. And honestly, looking around Hera's base here, I don't see how Hera can stay in the game. The resources have dwindled, therefore the unit production cannot keep up. And that will surely be it. Back in the Mongol base, we've just got all of these archery rangers producing. We've got all of the trade happening wherever the traders have gone. Where have the traders gone? They're wandering around somewhere. We've got Vils gathering up the yin-yang, got gold. We've got additional TCs. We've got loads of pastures surrounding our TC there, which is just producing constant sheep. So the Mongols abandoning the nomadic style. Hera with the man-at-arms now, trying to get close to these archers the only way that he can, using armoured units. Problem is you've got these lancers that do okay against them, that will just intercept you, and then you've got the Springles at the back, which will do just the same. There we go, military down into the 20s for Hera, still up in the 50s for Siam. Kurultai still coming in place of the keeps. The keeps are in the wrong places here. Wanted one really around here, or possibly even in that wood line. That one's good enough. It's got range out of all of that. Choke point. Kurultai now is trapped in the middle of the Frankish base. But honestly, the Franks don't have anything to deal with it. And we've got a hole in the wood line. A hole in the wood line, and that will signal GG, because now he doesn't have to go past the keep. He can just run in. Hera doesn't have the stone to rebuild any more keeps. He doesn't have the food or the wood to keep producing units that can actually close the gap to these cavalry. The micro on these Magadai, keeping them out of range, and then the Lancers going in separately. There's a lot of really, really strong micro there from the Mongol player, and really, that's probably what won the game there more than anything else. The micro and the resources. Well played there. Well, folks, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to comment any thoughts, like if you liked, all that jazz, and subscribe for more. Let me know what you'd like to see. Team games, 1v1s. It's up to you. Either which way. I've been Marshall. As always, have a good one.